Hello, friends, and welcome back to my channel. I am Beth, RevBTB, and this is where I do it. And what we're going to do today is another $20 Dollar Tree meal challenge. We're going to see if we can change it up a little bit this time again and see if there's some other different meals that we can get and just see how many meals we can get for 20 bucks at the Dollar Tree. So again, we're going to hit up two different Dollar Trees and see what we can get. I'm going to go to the one that's the furthest away, get what I can grab there, and hope that they have what I may need that I didn't get at the first Dollar Tree at the second Dollar Tree. So let's get in the car and let's go. Okay, we're back from the Dollar Tree, and you can tell that it's getting to be spring in Maine because there's so much traffic out there earlier in the morning, and I know I wasn't out early trying to, beat the shoppers, obviously, but still, holy smokes, there's a lot of people out there, and it's getting warm here, so anyhow, all right, so I'm back from the Dollar Tree, and I did have to shop at both Dollar Trees because they didn't have some stuff, and for some reason, I just didn't record just because there were so many people out, so I didn't record my Dollar Tree trips. But I did go to the one that was furthest away, and they didn't have everything, but not knowing what they may have at the closer Dollar Tree, I opted for some replacement items, and I checked the other Dollar Tree to make sure they may have what I needed, and they did. They had what I needed. So for this challenge, I'm going to use all Dollar Tree items except for the spices and maybe like a smidge of milk or something. I couldn't reason out spending a whole $1 on that when you could sub out more butter for milk in a couple of the things that I may be doing, or use powdered milk, or perhaps you already have some shelf-stable milk, or you have milk in your fridge already. But obviously, this is how I'm going to do it. I'm going to allow myself some basic pantry spices. I did buy butter because there's going to be a butter component to a couple of the things that I'm making, and I wanted to make sure I included that, but it's not really butter. It's, you can't get butter at the Dollar Tree, but anyhow, so I'm going to do some spices like this pantry spices, salt, pepper, garlic powder, onion powder, paprika, and, feel free to kick this up the notches that you have at your house. If you've got garlic, add that where you feel it might be necessary. Do what you need to do. Like, also, I'm going to use some oil as well. These are things that I generally have in my thing. And if you go back in my videos, I have a pantry staple video that I made, and so I'm using all of the things that I got from the Dollar Tree. It's just that I am, or like have gotten at the Dollar Tree or can get at the Dollar Tree. I'm just using what's still in my personal pantry, and I'm using milk as well. So let's get into the kitchen and we'll show you what we picked up from both Dollar Trees. Okay, we are back from the Dollar Tree, and this is what we ended up getting. So we had to do a little bit of changing on the fly here just because there wasn't everything that I had intended that I thought I could get there. And we did go to two Dollar Trees. So let's see, we've got 4 packages of burger, and each package is 8 ounces. So between the two, that'll be 16, so that's a pound. So that's 2 pounds of hamburger. We got a California blend and a stir-fry blend, and we're going to empty both of these packages out and divide them up so that we have different vegetables in each package. We've got a package of rotinis. We've got a thing of butter. We got some Hungry Jack cheddar and bacon potatoes. We got some Spaghettios, package of Velveeta, and we've got 2 packages of kielbasa. So let's get into the menu and we'll show you what we're making today. Right, so I said I was going to divide up these vegetables, and this is what we ended up getting. This right here is the cauliflower and broccoli. This is the amount of peppers that was in the mixes. And this right here is the carrots, and there's like 3 snow peas, snap peas, whatever they are, in there. So that's the other set of vegetables. So we've got broccoli and cauliflower, carrots, and peppers. And I'm going to use these in one recipe, and some of these with these for another recipe, and then some of these as a side for a third recipe. All right. And these were just out of the 2 bags from the stir fry blend and the California blend at the Dollar Tree. So $1.25 for each one of these, and this is what you're gonna get for $2.50 for vegetables. All right, and now we've got our beef patties, all 4 of the packages of the beef patties. So we have 2 pounds of meat now in here, supposedly. So we're gonna mix that up with our handy dandy meat masher. I've got some of this butter replacement in there just so that it can start the process going. And we're going to get this all mashed up, and then we're going to divide it between 2 of the 4 recipes that we've got in store. I'm going to add the peppers to this because it's not going to matter for both of them if the peppers are in both. And there's just so little that, you know, I might actually, you know, maybe I will save them for the one recipe I thought for them. But anyway, that's what's going in there. I may actually just put all of the veg in, you know, one thing. I don't know. I'll decide in a minute. I haven't come to the conclusion yet. I thought there'd be more peppers in those packages, but it is what it is, guys. Anyhow, you could probably, if you wanted to put peppers and onions, you could probably pick up one of those pepper and onion seasoning blend packages instead of a package of meat. But I was trying to get as much bulk into these meals to be able to stretch it as far as possible and get the maximum amount of meals out of each idea that I had. So going forward, this is our meal prep so far. And like I said, I'm going to cook this up until it's all scrambled, and then we'll come back and we will start orchestrating our menu. Oh, I forgot to tell you that this is where I was going to add my spices too. We're going to make sure we're kicking this Dollar Tree burger up a little bit of a notch. This right here is my onion powder, putting in onion powder. And you can tell that I'm not using the Dollar Tree seasonings. Not that I don't have them, I just had run out and got the better kinds of stuff. You know, this is that's not Dollar Tree either, is it? No. I do have them. I'm not lying. I do have them. I just, you know, replaced with other stuff, I guess. Anyway, so garlic powder, onion powder, like I said, my own pantry. I did have Dollar Tree stuff that you could get from the Dollar Tree, so I am using the stuff you can get from the Dollar Tree. I just am not using that brand right this moment. But anyhow, all right, so I've got my garlic powder, my onion powder, and I'm going to add a little bit of salt, because I'm sure this stuff has some salt in it already. But I'll add a little bit more salt. And yeah, so, oh, maybe I'll add some adobo. I have that too. I have some adobo. And I know you can get something like that at the Dollar Tree. I just have not been able to come across it. I have seen people getting it at some point in time. This is a brand new bottle, so it's hard to get open. I'll put a little bit of adobo in there. That adds some tasty numminess to it. So yeah, anyhow, that's what we're doing, and I'm going to get this all fried up, and then we'll come back and I'll show you what I'm putting together. So now, as you can see, I've got some water boiling, and I've got this 20-ounce box. As you can see, the Dollar Tree has a pound-plus package, so I've got 20 ounces of pasta going in here. I'm going to cook up most of this pasta for one of the things. I would cook all of it up, but I just don't have the room. And what I would do, I would cook the others up. Maybe we'll go half of it. Half of now and half later for the meal that I'm going to make. And then the side would be just more noodles of this cooked up with butter and garlic for a side to go alongside with one of the other dinners, perhaps, if you wanted to, or if you wanted to make some sort of pasta salad to go with something, you could do that as well. But for today's video, I'm only going to use half of this box to create what I need to create. I am going to put that in there now and start making the next recipe. And all this is just meal prep. As soon as I get all my meal prep done, you guys will see what I've got coming together, okay? So hang in there. All right, so this is actually the first meal we have prepped out together. 3 cans of Spaghettios and about half of that scrambled hamburger. I, didn't have to drain too much because there wasn't a lot of liquid, to be honest. I've got this set aside for my other recipe. I did add more burger than the 1 pound that I intended because I didn't feel like I needed as much for the second recipe that I'm making. And this really could use more burger in it, the 3 cans of Spaghettios. And if you think about it, this is supposed to be, 2 servings in this can, I believe. Oh, it says 1 container. But, so this right here says it's 1 serving. With the hamburger, I'm betting you could get 2 servings. So this would definitely do 6 meals. So we're going to count this as 6 meals because the burger patties and everything that are in there, maybe even 8, depending on the size. And if you wanted to put a side with this, you could put some breads, and butter on the side. If you've got crescent rolls, maybe some of that. Make some toast, something to go alongside. If you've got, another extra buck and 25 cents, get one of those things of garlic bread from the Dollar Tree and put it with it. If you don't want as much of this, take out a can and add that garlic bread or whatever. This is totally customizable, and this right here is a comfort food for me. I love this stuff. This stuff has always been something, that we've had, and my kids love it. I love it. And it just is a real quick and easy put together dinner. It's pretty much already done for you. All you have to do is scramble up your hamburger, add in the can of Spaghettios, and boom, you've got some dinner. So that's the first menu item of Spaghettios and Hamburg, or a lazy man's American Chop Suey. All right, here we are with our second meal. And this is going to be cheeseburger mac, sort of like the Hamburger Helper. So I'm just putting in our hamburger there. I've got our cheese in there. And I'm going to give this a good stir. And when I get my hand back, I'll put you guys in the holder here and stir it up and show you what we've got after we've got done with that. All right, so we've got it all mixed up here. We've got the about 10 ounces of the rotini. We've got just about that pound of fried up hamburger and 1 packet of Velveeta. To get it so that it was a little bit creamier, I did add a splash of milk, and it tastes beautiful. So this is how we're going to leave it for now. So this right here would probably serve up at least 4, if not 5 people. So between the Spaghettios, which my son has already dug into, if you haven't already seen, he decided, oh my gosh, this is like the best stuff ever. So I had to come and grab it. So he already had some of that, and he tasted this and said that it just needed that splash of milk to make it a little bit more creamy. And as it sits, obviously, it's going to soak up a little bit more of the moisture that's in here. So when you serve it again, bake it and, do something else with it to make it so that there's a quote-unquote reason for it to be dry. Or if you can afford to get another packet of Velveeta shells and cheese when you're going to, serve it up again, warm it up, and then squeeze a little bit more cheese in there, and it'll cheese it up a little bit more. If you're going to bake it, add some of your own shredded cheese, maybe some American slices on the top or something. I top my macaroni and cheese baked with butter and Ritz crackers and onions to elevate the flavor a little bit. So there's that. So like I said, this is going to serve at least 4 meals. This has got at least 6 to 8 meals. So we're just going to call it 6 for now. So there's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 so far with the 2 meals that we've got going on. Now we're going to come back and we'll show you what we're doing with the other couple of things we're making. So here we've got one of those packages of the John Morrell sausage chopped up. So that's going to be, we're going to use both these packages in the next 2 meals that we're making. So this right here is for 1 meal. And I got my water boiling or getting ready to boil for one of the meals, which is going to be with the cheddar and bacon potatoes, scalloped potatoes. The other one is a sheet pan dinner. And right now I'm getting ready to drizzle this with olive oil, or not olive oil, vegetable oil, because I don't have any olive oil, and shake on the spices. And I'm actually going to add, I have this in my cupboard, so I'm going to put some of this on there. It's the dried stuff, and that will help, you know, pick up some of the moisture that is going to be exuded by these vegetables, so that they'll crisp up a little bit better. And I thought that would be a good way to flavor it, as well as get rid of some of that moisture. But I did spray my pan with canola oil spray, and I'm going to oil these vegetables a little bit before I sprinkle on the minced onion, so that they have a chance to, you know, be oiled before I put them in the oven and season them up. And then I'll put the sausage on, and I'll show you what that looks like before I throw that in the oven. With this is the water, like I said, I'm boiling for my cheddar and bacon potatoes that I'm going to actually cut up smaller sausages. You know, I'm going to use the other package and cut up smaller discs. And the broccoli is going to go into that, and we're going to bake that. So we're going to get all this stuff together. And I would show you more, but I am working in such a small area that I have to do triage. So I will get my area cleaned up here. I will get my scalloped potatoes getting together, and I will come back and show you what we are looking like before we go in the oven. We are going to bake all of this together at the same temperature in the oven as per the directions on the back of that box there. All right, so we're gonna get all this stuff together, and we'll come back in the next. All right, so this right here is the scalloped potato, cheesy scalloped potatoes is basically what they say that was, cheddar and bacon. I took what I took out for the broccoli, and I got that chopped up a little bit, put that in here, and then I made little discs out of the sausage, and I put that in here. So that right there is 1 bake that's going in the oven, along with the sausage sheet pan. And these will both bake at 450 degrees. I'll pull this one out probably beforehand, but high, you know, is going to help sweat out some of the vegetables, moisture, and get that cooking. And hopefully these will come out delicious. So we'll see when I pull them out of the oven. Well, they came out amazing. And we did cook these to the way we like them. We like our kielbasas a little bit more done. So this right here is the bacon, cheddar, potatoes, sausage, and broccoli bake. And here is our sheet pan sausage and vegetable dinner. So let's say we'd probably get 4 servings from that, and definitely can get 6 to 8 servings from that, but we'll consider it 6. So we definitely got 18 meals from all of the different things we have, and there's probably going to be enough for leftovers. So we're just going to say 18 out of this shop. So not bad. That means it's less than $1 a meal, because we spent $20. So I guess it was a little bit slightly more than that, but I bet you we could get 20 meals out of all this food. So this is what we have. And we also have the leftover macaroni that can be served up as a side. If we were to cook the macaroni and just do it with some garlic and butter, it could go with that, you know, sausage sheet pan dinner, and kick that up to probably another 6 serving dinner. So altogether, I would say that that's $1 a meal. So not too shabby for our $20 Dollar Tree Meals Challenge. And we're going to get 18 to 20 meals out of our foraging for this week. Let me know in the comments below if you try any of these recipes. And if you've got any that you'd like to share, drop their links. Thank you for watching. And guess what? This is how RevBTB did it.